I will provide some statistics about games, my ideas on how to create cool games, kill a prototype if it feels boring. You can mix your work with a job, very important, make something small every day.
During the Made With Defold Jam 2024, I invited 6 amazing speakers and one of them was Dmitry, game developer and the creator of such titles like Lands of Blight, Blocking Universe or Mind Runner. But today he will speak about his last game, Punch Legends Simulator, which is becoming a vast success on Poké and gamers already played it over 15 million times. Get to know Dmitry's secrets on how to maintain a good pace of making games, but also finishing and releasing them.
Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry. I have been working in game development for over 7 years. I have been using Defold Game Jam from its public release at 2016. I work at 7 Spot Games. We made games for web and mobile games, but in my free time I also create my own games. In this screenshot you can see Lands of Blight and you can see Blocking Universe. This is my game. And Mind Runner is also my game. In the speech I will share the story of developing my latest game Punch Legends Simulator. Also I will provide some statistics about games, my ideas on how to create cool games, and my thought about game dev at all. Punch Legends Simulator, it's an idle arcade game where you play as a boxer. You can train with punch bags to increase your power, and you can fight with opponents to earn money. Then you spend money to improve your training speed and unlock new areas. Also, you can buy different skins and gloves to customize your character. And in this screenshot you can see a gameplay. On left, training with punch bags. So you punch, you get power, then you can fight with enemies. If you have enough power you will win and earn some money. And in the middle you can see a screenshot of new mechanics that was added after global release. This is a fight where you fight with 3 bots. You beat them, you get points. If you top, you get money. So about development, I developed the Punch Game Simulator solo with the help of outsourced artists for UI, icons, promo art and other 2D art. Also I purchased some models as well as all music and sound effects. It takes 172 days to make the game from initial commit, it was in 1st January, to global release on Poké.com. So it's about 6 months, which is quite a long time for a web or mobile game. But for game made in free time after work it's quite good enough. The release game has about 8 hours of content. I began at soft release. At soft release I have 2 zones with about 2 hours of content, and during the soft release, I think soft release was for 3 or 4 weeks, I made a lot of fixes and also add zone number 3. And also you can see here percent. In game I use game analytics, so I can make funnels to find how many percent of users beat zone. So for zone number 1 it's 22% of all users completed this area, and for last enemy in zone number 3 it's less than 1%, about 1%. Was the first game where I added localization. I'm not sure if it helped or not, but I think if your game is not text-based, if it's not visual novel, it's trivial to translate it with Google or ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT, it just works. The game was released at Poké.com and also in Playmarket. How to make web games better. So for me web is the first platform because web have a lot of players and it's easy to make web games with default. So gameplay and visuals are the main key to success, but the technical side is also very important. Build size is matter to me for all my games, and for games that I made in 7 Spot I try to keep the size under 5 megabytes. When possible I use live updates, allowing user to download first pack, then play, and then live update loaded. In the Punch Legends Simulator, in live update I have a game music track, most of skins and gloves, models for zone 2 and 3, and some sounds. So at first start, if you not play, you need to download engine-based assets like main atlas and models for zone number 1. So you can see that the main size of game was about 2 megabytes and the live update about 3 megabytes. WebGL 1 is also important. It's 2024, but we still have users with devices that don't support WebGL 2, and by supporting all devices you can reach wider audience. Orientations: some players use mobile devices while others use PCs. If games support only album mode in mobile, they will see a tooltip to rotate the game. Can lose some players and don't want to rotate their phone. I don't have exact numbers, but I'm sure that if it's possible for you and for game, it's good to support both of them. Engagement is also important. In web games, it's easy for users to leave and choose another game, so you need to keep a user engaged. Be careful not to make the start of game too difficult. Start with gameplay, make a easy tutorial, clean tooltips, and make some hooks or goals for users, so user always have something to do. And for example, I change balance for zone 1 more than 10 times to make it faster and easy, and also tutorial was improved for many times. About idea, so how I get idea of Punch Legend Simulator. In my previous game, Block Universe, I have one big problem. The model animation system didn't support tracks or layers. This means I couldn't run and shoot with the bow at the same time. So you can see in the screenshot, tooltip, stop to attack. All game design was made so you run, you stop, you attack. And maybe if I can run and shoot at the same time, this game can be better. So this was the first past idea to make tracks for animation system. And for gameplay, I found a good reference on Playmarket. It's interesting that I found this reference by chance. So when I was searching for my game Blocky Universe, I find these games, Superhero Champions Blocky Universe, a 3D action game. And I like this game. It's a fighting game where Minecraft-style character fight with each other. And I love Minecraft art style. And the gameplay was fun. And I wanted to create something similar to that gameplay. The initial name for Punch Legend Simulator was Blocky Fighting. So it was a technical research project on how to implement tracks for animations. And for model animation, I used my fork of default mesh binary animation system from community made by Apadona. And this native extension use meshes and use bones and use GPU skinning, and also I added tracks, and now it's work very good. So here in screenshot you can see a week number 3, so that was a very first version of a game, and tracks was added and the first fight start. It take 3 weeks to implement the proof of concept, but the code for tracks was fixed and optimized a lot in the next versions. Week 8, the gameplay was completed, allowing you to fight, change skins and gloves. The performance was also at a good level, and you can see in a screenshot a fight with many enemies. But there was a problem, the gameplay was boring, and I think I need to make big changes to make it cool, or maybe move from that gameplay and make a new game. And I have 2 ideas. So the first idea was to make a beat 'em up, and the second idea was to make something like an idle game. I didn't want to make a beat 'em up because it's not my genre, and in my opinion it's challenging in game design, so I look at idle gameplay. And this was an important milestone for game. At this point, the initial gameplay was shifted and the game evolved into a simulator. And I believe it's important to change or kill a prototype if it feels boring. I searched for boxing games on Roblox and found some interesting gameplay ideas. So in screenshot you can see a Roblox reference for Punch Legend Simulator, where you punch bags and fight with enemies with a lot of meta gameplay like reverse, upgrades. You can see a Punch Legend Simulator first version, so you have punch bags and I have enemies and it's just work. So why Roblox? The Roblox, it's very interesting, but I think a strange platform, and I don't understand most of its game, and it's hard to understand if game is popular or Roblox or not when you're searching for references. But Roblox games have interesting and addictive mechanics, making it a good place to find references. Additionally, the audience for Roblox games is mostly children and school-age kids, which also was my target audience for the boxing games. I don't think that porting Roblox games one-to-one is a good idea, because the level of engagement is different. It seems to me that people are playing Roblox games much longer than they would play in web, and also my initial balance for Punch Legend Simulator was taken from Roblox, but then I made balance faster and faster. However, I think find it an interesting mechanic, porting it, simplifying, making easy tutorials, and speed upping the balance can make interesting and addictive game for web. This was week 13, and this period I was made a lot of fixes, and the main was visual, so you can see how it looks at week 11. And here is much better. And also I love the visual style of Roblox. It's simple, it's bright, it's contrast, and it's low poly, and you don't need complex techniques like PBR or something other, and Roblox style works very well for 3D games for web, because it's easy and don't wait enough, so it's not enough triangles, so it's user can download. And the most time-consuming and complex part is polishing, so it was week 13, and this is week 24, and it's always hard because polishing is always hard because you already have a game, and polishing isn't very interesting, but you need it. You need to fix bugs, make many small and big changes, make tutorials, make a balance, and make games look better and understandable for players. I hope when you make your games, you will complete the polishing and successfully release it. Some things that helped me to finish and release a game. The 12-week year. This is a book about planning with a simple but effective idea. Instead of planning for entire year, you split year into 4 parts. Each consists of 12 weeks. And make plans for these 12 weeks. In my experience, this works much better than traditional year-long planning. The making a Punch Legend Simulator take 2 12 weeks years, so 12 weeks for vertical slice and 12 weeks for polishing. And when you have a plan for 12 week, for example, make a new game, you need a plan for current week, and also you need daily tasks. And for weekly task, I use Google Sheet. You can see the task is very simple. BF is blocky fighting, so make battle, make enemy AI and meta, make super attacks, add skins and gloves. When you work on game, you have a lot of ideas, references, tasks for artists. I use for Google Docs for this. Google Docs is very simple and effective, and it helps to keep everything organized. Also, I think it's very important to make something small every day. I believe this is a key to successfully make and release a game. Of course, you can take small breaks on weekends if you feel tired, but avoid taking long breaks. Long breaks will prevent you from finishing your game. For me, it's better to spend 12 minutes on a game every day than spending 8 hours on Saturday. So game development is a marathon, not a sprint, so make small changes every day and keep working on a game. In 7th Sport, we also use Asana for task manager, but I think if you work alone or in a very small team, this is not necessary, but if you like Asana, Trello, use it. I think this is the most interesting part about game. Here I can share some numbers to show what you can achieve on web if users find your game interesting. So this is from Poki.com. Poki is a website where you can play games on your mobile, tablet or computer in browser. Punch Legend Simulator is my third game at Poki, and I love to work with Poki. Poki and the Poki team is very cool. So you can see that total game have more than 16 million gameplays, and in this gameplay graph you can see soft launch at beginning, then was a global release, so it was a peak, users play, and later game is slow down. And for now I have some about a straight line, sometimes it's smaller, sometimes it's bigger, but it looks like a straight line. It's amazing that a game can still generate profit after its release, and I knew from other developers and from my previous game that game can generate profit for years. Also, you have opportunity to make an updates. I have made several updates, and while this update didn't affect number of daily players, because it don't change icon, and players that already play don't know that the game have an update. But update improve playtime, number of heads per player, which is also very important. And also I know that big updates with new locations or special events for holiday like Halloween or Christmas can boost number of players and other metrics. I haven't had this experience yet. I want to try something for Christmas, but for now just an idea. If I make it, I think I can share some information in Twitter when it happened. Also, you can see big number of currently playing users. This is the biggest number I saw, 10,000, and for example, for now I have about 1,000 or 2,000 of currently playing users. And also Poki have like and dislike systems, and here you can see how many likes and dislikes game have. In Playmarket, situation is much worse than in web. Playmarket don't give you traffic, don't give you users, so if you don't buy users, if you don't use some popular characters like Huggy Wuggy or Skibidi, it's very hard to get organic users. I released a game in Playmarket earlier than in Poki, and you can see that organic was near zero. Then when game was released on Poki, I gave some installs, 100, 150, and for now I have about 50 organic users every day. Also, you can spot the drop in the graph, and Playmarket banned my game and banned my account, and it took about 2 weeks to prove that everything was fine, and I get back in the store. So it was very strange, and I wrote an emails to Playmarket to prove that this is just game, and they banned me by error. And also thanks to the Defold team, they helped me with contact in Google, and I still have no idea why game was banned, but thankfully everything is fine now. And I hope game will not ban in future. I have no ideas how to success on Playmarket, and I think you need a publisher in Playmarket. Playmarket is hard for indies and small teams, and web is awesome for indies. How to make successful game? My short answer, I don't know. You just make game, release it, and hope that it will be successful. I think the more games you make, the more experience you get, the more chances to success. Make game, release it, repeat. Also make iteration. I believe it's impossible to make a game design document, then make implementation, and it worked. Game dev is always about iteration and feeling. You think, you make, you play, then you make changes, make game better, and again and again. Also, it's very important to find your audience and niche. You make a game for users, not just for yourself. It's great if you're also a part of your game audience, but it's much more important to know that there are real people interested in your games, and they might have different ideas, and finding niche is a complex theme, and I think it's another big speech. Also, visual is very important. In my case, cute, bright, contrast, casual style, good. It also can be good for your games, but maybe dark, grim style may be better or not. I don't know your games, but visual is very important, and visual is the first that user get. If user don't like it, may leave game without playing. And if you are a programmer like me and not good at visual, you can hire an artist or make game with team. And the main part of games is of course a gameplay. Gameplay is what keep users to play your game and return, and making a good gameplay is hard. So when I make these games, I use Roblox and other games as references. So I take a addictive mechanic from Roblox, but also you can try something new like game jams, and I also love game jams, and I think I take part more than 10 of game jams, but only 3 games was released after jams, and these games was not successful. But game jams is very fun, and it gives you fresh and new ideas. And I hope in this game jam we can make a lot of games, and some of them will be successful. Conclusion. So here are some main ideas of this speech. Development is an iterative process. If your game boring, change it. Also, making a game takes time. It's a marathon, not sprint, and polishing and adding content take a lot of time. You can mix your work with a job. So I have a job and I have my own games that I made in free time, but don't forget to rest. Just make something small for your game every day. This is what helps you to finish your game and release it. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this interesting and useful. Maybe it will help you to create and finish your game. And good luck at Made With Defold Jam.